back at Into Moto in Warrington. They are letting me have a go on the new Continental GT, so looking forward to it. Here it is, the Royal Enfield Continental GT. This is one of those bikes that, I don't know, it was never on my list really to go and try. What a mistake that was, because I absolutely love this bike, the way it rides, the way it feels when you're sat on here, the way it sounds. I'm blown away by it. Never expected to like it like I do. Anyway, enough gushing. I'll take you around the bike. As always, please help the channel. Hit that subscribe button, and then you'll not miss any of the future reviews coming either. Cheers. Start with the big close-up. Look at that. So there is the beating heart, the 650 engine. That's throwing out 47 brake horsepower, which doesn't seem a lot, but let me tell you, it doesn't feel like it's lacking in power when you're riding. Lextech exhaust. I probably mispronounced it. Standard for me that, but it sounds awesome. Single disc brake at the back, single disc at the front as well, and we've got these lovely spoked wheels. We've got this nice little windshield. I don't think it does a lot, if I'm honest, but it looks nice. Seat on this bike is comfortable. Again, I've not found much I don't like. We've got a nice plush seat for the rear passenger as well. I'm not sure of the grab handle from the back. I don't know whether I'd be comfortable putting my hands behind my back to grab onto that. Yeah, maybe if you had a pillion, it's time to cuddle arms around you. Like the way the tank looks as well. It's like how it goes in there, just a place for your knees to go. Available in a few different colours. We have got the red, there is a British Racing green, and there's a black as well. Standard Mickey Mouse ears, they do what they're supposed to. There's not a lot of vibration going through them, so they work well. Not a lot of buttons. We've just got your high-low beam indicators and horn on that side, and this side even less, with just your start button and your engine cut off. So we've got your speedo on this side, your total mileage is all here, rev meter there. We don't have the Royal Enfield sat nav that comes on the Meteor and the Himalayan, which I'm not too fussed about because I've never had one of those work. We've had a look round. I'll give you a couple of the figures. I've shown you a few of the things on the bike that I like, mainly the exhaust. Let's go for a test ride. Tell me what you think about it. If you've never considered one of these bikes, come and try one of these, because I think you will be genuinely surprised, because this has blown the socks off me. For me, hands down, the best Royal Enfield I think I've ever ridden, and I didn't expect it. Join me for the test ride. As always, really appreciate a like and subscribe, and feel free to comment as well if you've got one, if you're thinking about one, or this video makes you even consider one. Drop us a line. Never expected to like it this much. Tell me I've got to buy another bike. Mrs. is gonna kill me. There's definitely some affairs happening on this car park. I don't think I'll come here again. Watching one car pull up and another one pull up and someone just car swapping. I don't know if it's dogging or some sly little affair meet-up place, because it's not normal for me, grown adults jumping in different cars and starting getting the flipping saucy on. Anyway, that's for the husbands and wives to worry about, not me. In my head, I kind of thought they were just going to be like the Interceptor 650. and as soon as you sit on it, you quickly realise it is nothing like the Interceptor, kind of leaning forward a little bit. But for you sports bike riders, that I'm sure would not be a problem at all. Do you know, today, you know when you get out of bed sometimes and you kind of get out on the wrong side of the bed and you think, oh, that was today for me. And until I got on this bike, I felt like just going back to bed. But it's unbelievable. This bike has perked me right up. I do like a nice sounding bike. Nice little rumble to it. Traffic light scramble. Not going to break any speed limits. Just get to the speed limit as quickly as I can. We'll hear that roar again. Speechless, I can't get my words out. This bike for me has never really been on my radar. I've never kind of thought, oh, I need to have a go on that, I need to have a go on it. I've never thought it, because I've always just kind of looked at the range and thought, there's so many nice bikes at the minute from Royal Enfield. So many great looking bikes like the Meteor and the Classic and the Interceptor as well. Absolute bargain of a bike. But this one was kind of like, yeah, it looks alright, but I don't know why, but in my head I just thought it's just going to be like the Interceptor with a few changes. Completely different. What the hell was I thinking? I've been missing out. This bike is awesome. You've always got to take into account the price with these bikes, because the Royal Enfield seem to be one of those brands at the minute that they are not charging an extra however many £1,000 just because they can. You'd have all seen that with the Meteor and the Interceptor and even the Himalayan and the Scram. You know, those bikes are so well priced. In the current market, they seem to be the cheapest. Fair play to them, because they're knocking out some absolute worldies. This has just blown the pants, well, literally, not literally blown the pants off me, because that'd be weird. Who wants to see a fat guy riding around the road with no pants on? Well, saying that, there's a few right dirty mares out there, isn't there? They probably love it. I mean, it's specialist, but yeah, I'm gonna give this a little try on the motorway. I know as far as wind protection goes, we've got a few inches of windscreen there. I can't see it making a massive difference. Right, so let's talk wind protection. There isn't a great deal of it. However, what I will say is, because it is that kind of sports bike riding position where you're leant forward, you're not quite the windbreak that you are on most naked bikes, you know, where you just sat up and it's just hitting, the wind's just hitting you square in the body. So it's not like that at all. Because you're leaning forward, you are kind of cutting through the air a bit, albeit with your face. It doesn't feel bad. Like some bikes I've been on where you feel like you're holding on for dear life because the wind's trying to push you off. I'm not getting that with this bike. You just feel the wind blowing you a little bit. And we're doing 70 mile an hour now. It is quite a breezy day and no complaints for me whatsoever. That's a big plus for me. That again surprised me, because there's no wind protection to speak of. I didn't expect it to be like that at all. Sports bikes I tend to steer clear of, and I do that because since I've got older and fatter, I don't find them particularly comfortable. I find them to be alright for an hour or so. There's the fun, the brilliant on the track, etc. But I think I could really live with this. And it is a very sporty position, but I just feel so comfortable with it. This thing should come alive in the twisties. Now I know a better man would have the knee down right now, but that's not me. I just like to know that it can glide around the corners, and this certainly can. The power delivery is really smooth as well. The gear changes on this is possibly the best Royal Enfield I've ridden as far as the gear changes go. It is just going into gear, no clicks, no fuss, just really smooth, no jerkiness. It's a proper good bike. And I know this is turning into a bit of a love fest, this. We'll see. It might start hurting me wrists after a couple of hours, so we'll see how it feels then. For a bike that is quite sporty, the speed bumps are just not an issue. Not an issue. Gone over those. No miler. I don't feel like my twig and giggleberries are being bashed about because of how hard the suspension is. It's soaking it up quite nicely. New bikes are expensive, but this bike is a little over £6,000. Now £6,000 is a lot of money for some, others not so much, but £6,000 is actually, for a brand new bike in the current market where equivalent 600, 700cc sports bikes are going to be probably over 10. That is a big difference, and I don't think I've been on a bike recently that I've sat on and instantly just fell for. The moment the wheels were moving and I heard the noise coming from the exhaust, instantly just thought, that bike's for me. It's absolutely awesome. So if you are looking for a sports bike and you don't consider one of these, then I urge you to change your mind, go and test ride one, because this has shocked me, and I keep saying it, but it really has. The Interceptor I thought was alright. It was a nice bike, it was comfortable, but this is just a whole new level. It is unbelievable. Never ever in a million years did I think this was going to be my favourite Royal Enfield. I forgot to mention on the walk round, this has got a seat height of 790mm, so it's not a short bike, but I'm 5'8" and I can flat foot this bike just about. This is about my limit, I think, for flat footing. So you'd be fine if you're a little bit shorter, wouldn't be an issue for you. That exhaust, oh. I've done twisties, I've done motorway, I've done fast riding, slow riding, and I haven't got sore wrists, which I thought I was going to have right at the start because you are leant over the tank. I wouldn't say it was extremely sporty, but I would say it is a sporty seating position. So if you're used to sports bike, this will be a very comfortable sports bike riding position for you. And if you're not used to sports bikes and you're used to sat up straight, you will notice a difference arched over the tank, but ride it for a couple of minutes, you'll be used to it and you will be loving it, because I certainly am. I'm not going to keep going, it's turning into a bit of a love fest, so I'm going to leave it there. I'm going to head back to Into Moto, drop this back off. If you're interested in this bike, I'm sure they'll let you have a little test ride on this very same bike, and you will not be disappointed, because it sounds awesome, it's comfortable, it's quick enough. Look at the price of it. Back with the Continental GT, really blown away. That for me is the best Royal Enfield I've ever been on by a long way. It was awesome. That exhaust, I've asked the guys, and it is an extra that they can fit here for you. It's a £300 extra, but 100% is that worth it, because it sounds awesome. Really, really does. That's going to do us for today. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.